All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to make sure we have enough time for any questions that you all have come here today with. My name is Bernadette Grafton. I am the University Center Program Coordinator in our headquarters office at EDA, and I am joined here today by a few colleagues. Lauren Duhan is here. She's in our Austin Regional Office, and she's going to be your point of contact if you are in a state covered by the Austin Regional Office. Hopefully you have had some contact with her already, or at least aware of who she is. We also have Jane Reimer, who here is going to be your point of contact for any interested applicants in a state covered by the Denver Regional Office. So those are your UC points of contact. And with me today are Erica Ingram, who is our Edge champion, our new grant system. So she'll be guiding us through the basics of that, as well as Lisa, who will be helping us with the live demo. And we're going to cover all of that before we open up the cameras and the mics. If you wish to go on camera and introduce yourself, that's totally fine. We'll open that up a little bit later so that you can ask whatever questions you all might have as you prepare to submit an application before the deadline of July 10th, which is coming up very quickly. So again, my name is Bernadette Grafton. Very excited that you all are here today and hope that you have come with some good questions, and if not, maybe you'll learn something new that you weren't aware of before. So I'll turn it over now to Erica to walk us through some of the EDGE information. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Bernadette. And good afternoon and happy Tuesday to everyone. As Bernadette mentioned, I'm EDA's Edge Change Management Lead, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Lisa Lawler-Coven. She's also going to be supporting today's demo with actually showing us live in the EDGE system some best practices to successfully submit a grant application using EDA's new system. All right, so let's jump right in it. I'm going to stop sharing my camera so we can focus on the presentation here. All right, so what is EDGE? I know a lot of you have already heard some great information. We had an opportunity to join Austin and Denver in their NATO conferences. So hopefully we met you there. If not, welcome. All right. So Economic Development Grants Experience, our new platform for managing EDA's grants. It's a one-stop shop. You'll hear that a lot today for applicants, co-applicants, EDDs, collaborators for the harmonized grants experience. Some really key benefits is that essentially everything will live within this new system, including caring, which we're not going to focus on today, but essentially when you do communicate with your EDA representative, and if there's anything that needs to be added to your grant application, that process will also happen within the system. It's an intuitive interface, it's automated, and most importantly, it shows visibility into all statuses of the grants process. So let's jump right into it. So here we have the EDGE pre-award journey map. It's just a great view, visualization of the entire process. Everything above the line is what EDA will do to help process your application, and everything below the line is everything that we're expecting you as an applicant to do within the EDGE portal. So the purpose of today's micro training, we're only going to focus on everything below the line. So what we're going to show today, the NOFO has already been set up, as Bernadette mentioned. Application deadline is July 10th. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the self-registration and just kind of walk through some best practices to submitting your application. All right, accessing the EDGE portal, super easy. Here's the website. We'll also share out this deck, but you can visit sfgrants.eda.gov or visit grants.gov. Within the additional information section, there is a quick link to the EDGE portal, and also if you visit the EDA website at www.eda.gov/EDGE, there's also another quick link for you to just very quickly click on that link, and it'll take you directly to the EDGE portal. All right, so here's a snapshot view of the Edge portal. If you was to click on that link, thank you, Lisa, that she dropped in the chat there. So here's all of EDA's available funding opportunities. There's a view more tab here. If anything exceeds 6, we are on the home page for unauthenticated users. So that link is accessible to for anyone. So you can click it today just to kind of click around. You may not be able to apply, but you will be able to see what EDA has. I do just want to walk us through the unauthenticated toolbar, because even without access, if you need any support before you get your account access, you can reach out to us at grantshd support@eda.gov, and we can help you with any login issues. We also have quite a few resources available in our documentation library, as well as tutorial videos for you to check out, provide step-by-step instructions on essentially how to submit an application. So please check that out. So just taking us back to the unauthenticated page, quickly just kind of walk us through how to self-register to the Edge portal. You'll just click log in from the sfgrants.eda.gov. From there, you'll always be prompted for a system use agreement. So first-time users attempting to get access into the Edge portal, or if you already have an account, you'll always have to read this and accept if you agree. From there, here is your login page. So once you have your username and password, you saw me click login, you'll just enter your credentials here, log in, and go ahead and view your dashboard, apply to as many funding opportunities as available. But since we're doing our first time login, we'll click on Not a Member. You'll fill out this registration page, very simple and easy. I'm just capturing some key contact information as well as information about your organization, your university center. I've already pre-filled this for the purpose of today's demo. We'll just hit sign up. You'll get a registration confirmation and give you instructions to check your email. You'll go to your email, and as you see here, I have my welcome email. A couple of things to call out. You'll click here to set your password. Embedded in your welcome email is your username, so that's useful. And also, the verification link is only valid for 24 hours. So we definitely encourage you, once you fill out your registration form and start the process to self-register, go ahead and enter your password so that it won't time out. And if you happen to exceed 24 hours, no worries. I showed you on the previous page where you can click in that support tab and just email us directly and we'll help you get logged in. All right, so I went in and I set my password, and now I am in as an authenticated user. I do want to just, highlight a couple things. It'll have your name, a full dashboard. So once you start an application and save, you're able to pick it back here under your draft applications. And as your, applications are awarded, this information will also be here as well. Also, you have more options on your toolbar, where you see the support tab. So after you get access, you'll actually be able to submit an inquiry directly from the portal. Remember that one-stop shop. All right. So clicking on funding opportunities, here is the funding opportunity that we're focused on today, the FY23 EDA University Center Economic Development Program. We'll go ahead and click Learn More. And with that, it'll take us to our live demo. So turning it over to Lisa, we are going to just cover the Edge application process, just the overview. So we already talked through the self-registration process. She'll show you how to set up your application team in Edge, required documents for this NOFO. So there's already Edge forms, so built into the system that you'll fill out directly into Edge. And then as we continue to develop the system, we'll have more. But for those supplemental documents that will be found on grants.gov, Lisa will just kind of talk us through where to retrieve them and how to upload them. We'll talk through some best practices and most importantly, how to get support. So with that, Lisa, you want to take it over?
Hi everyone, let me share my screen. We're going to give you a very quick demo of what it's like to use the Edge portal. So here I am picking up where Erica left off. We're looking at the 2023 University Center program. Once you're logged in, the button here turns to Apply Now, and you have resources, and these links go to grants.gov. So all the forms that are involved in an EDA grant application do not go away just because we're using a new system. So grants.gov is the place for form instructions. And so we've tried to align the new Edge system to follow the existing harmonized grants management process. So we're using a lot of these forms in our grant opportunities. So here's your related documents and your package information, just as usual on grants.gov, where you can get all the forms. And so I'm going to show you the difference now with Edge. Once you apply now, you give your project a name. For the sake of demonstration, we'll pretend this is Austin Regional Commercialization. Give your project a title, click continue. Edge presents you with these basically wizards, screens and fields for you to populate. And it starts out with creating the funding request record. And you can tell it's a funding request record up in the upper left corner. You see the name that I gave it. It also gives you a unique application ID and tells you the status, which right now is draft in progress. It starts out with the application workspace, and there's instructions, application team, and application documents. So let me just run through this really quickly. A lot of these are very linear. Notice that this button is active, but these buttons are grayed out. These aren't activated until the information in this screen populates this screen. Some of the information in this screen might populate this screen. Some of the information in the 424 will populate the 424A, and some of the information in the 424 series may populate some information in the ED900, and then you have an additional documents section and attestation. So the first thing you're going to do is set up your application team. So you can have many team members invited to help you fill out the application. You add your team members here. By default, whoever has self-registered and clicked apply now is put in as the lead applicant organization. So this is the organization that is named as the lead applicant, and this is the point of contact within that organization. So each application team has a minimum of 2 people on it, a lead applicant and an authorized representative, and the authorized representative must be from the lead applicant or organization. So I'm going to demonstrate for you here. The easiest way to add team members is to click on the application team tab, click add team member button, and fill out the wizard. Yes, this person is from my organization, and the role is authorized representative. So you just follow the wizard and follow the prompts, use the drop-down lists, and click next. That saves the information. Put in the email address. And click next. And then if it finds somebody, it'll list your team member's name there and click next again. And then your application team will be populated. Let me show you what the application team looks like. At a bare minimum, your application team will have 2 rows on it, an authorized rep and a lead applicant. The person can be the same person, or it could be 2 different people, but it must be from the same organization. But then you can keep adding members. You can add third-party consultants. The most efficient way is to use the application team and add team member. And the only person that really needs to do self-registration is the lead applicant. and then the lead applicant can add however many people they want. That's the fastest way to populate your application team. If anybody does self-register and they already have an account, you just have to make sure you have their UEI, their tax ID, their cage code, all their particular digits in order to add them as a team member. And sometimes you might have to reach out to the Edge help desk and have some help with populating your application team. But not to worry, we have a team of expert help desk analysts on call, ready to help you with your application team. So now that we have our application workspace, we can actually get started. And the wizards here are pretty intuitive. They're pretty simple. You have to acknowledge that you're going to put in accurate information into your application. You're going to fill it out, and you're going to acknowledge that the information may be made publicly available, and click finish. And then that section goes from a blue button to a green button, showing that that section is completed. And now look at all the other sections are now unlocked and ready to fill out. And so here's the co-applicant section, and whether you or not you have a co-applicant, you would just fill out the wizard here. In this example, we do not have a co-applicant, so I click next. And now that section is now gone from a blue button to a green button. You can always update it again if you need to go back and change it. It is available to edit until everything's available to edit until you attest and submit to EDA. So I'm going to jump over to one that is actually already been filled out, but just know that all these buttons that show as unlocked right now, they will unlock as soon as you populate the information in here. It will unlock this one because the information, the 424 populates the 424A. And then the additional documents, this is the section where you would add all of those other documents, the certification regarding lobbying, the lobbying disclosure of lobbying activities, your budget narrative, your matching share documents, resumes of key personnel, capacity and project management, and project narrative. These are all required documents here. Once again, that is shown in the additional documents section of your application workspace. So let me go jump into one that's already been completed. So as you're navigating the new Edge system, the My Funding Request tab will show all your drafts in progress. It'll show your grants that are submitted. It'll show grant applications that are pending your acceptance. It'll show grant applications that are in progress that need a correction, which we call curing. But let's go ahead and look at this University Center application that I've already populated. And notice that all the screens now are green, and my attestation section is ready for me to review and submit. Important thing about the attestation section, it's only going to be active for the person who is logged in as the authorized representative. The authorized representative is the only one who can have that that button go from gray inactive to blue active. So the system is very linear, as I was saying. Even if you jump into a section, and let's go ahead and look at this section that I've already partially filled out. This is the online data collection for the SF424. So you are actually entering data directly into EDA's Edge database as you populate your applications. And notice that some of this information came from my registration information, my UEI, my cage, my TIN, my address, the name of the lead applicant, the name of the authorized representative. All of that gets populated in the forms. because it's already information that's been entered into the system. So you don't have to keep re-entering and populating fields that you already populated. But the SF424 doesn't go away. We just have an online data collection for it. A couple of user-friendly things as you go through. Notice the iBubble help text. In the iBubble help text, we give those form instructions. So whenever you see an iBubble, you can hover your mouse over it and see the additional information about that field, instructions. Here's another nifty thing. If you see the two lower right corner of the text box, it has those two lines, and when you hover your mouse over it, it turns into an up-down arrow. And if you click and drag that, you can expand these text boxes. It's a really nice user-friendly feature. So wherever you see those expand and contract, that's just a user-friendly features that I want to point out. Of course, your calendar fields have a nice little calendar selection where you can select a calendar date. And then you can always click into a date field as well and change one of the values. Whenever you click Save and Next, that's what saves whatever you just populated on the screen. If I close this window right now without clicking Save and Next, any information I just entered will be lost. So please remember to click Save and Next whenever you populate a screen. You can put in draft information. You can put in tentatively estimated information so that you can work on it over the course of days or even weeks. So once again, clicking Save and Next, and then on the right side, you have this little status bar too that tells you, oh, you've populated this screen, you've populated this screen, you've populated this screen. So here's your steps. And then anytime you finish a form, it'll say save and exit, and then the system will generate a PDF version of the form. Here it's popping up. Whatever I entered just now will show up. You can download it and save it and share it out as needed. Going back here, you can see any of the forms that I filled out will show up on the application documents section. Also, any documents that I upload will show on the application documents section, and it saves the most recent. So here, the system generated the 424A, and it has a system generated file name because these are the forms that Edge populates. We have data, online data collection for the 424, the 424A, and the ED900. All the other required forms are form uploads. So you can see from the application documents that you can download each of these as needed. And you can see what's been uploaded and what hasn't been uploaded. Another thing to do is to go back to your application workspace and take a look at the additional documents section. So like we said, we've configured Edge to do the online data collection for the 424, the 424A, and the ED900. All the other documents are uploaded and attached in the additional documents section. So you can browse through that. I don't really need to show you how to upload a file. It's, upload, browse, select the file, and then if you need to remove it, you can click the remove button and upload a new version. Same thing on supplemental documents. So here's required, here's optional, but supplemental. We encourage everybody to upload as much information as you possibly can. It makes your application a stronger application by adding all the details, as much details as you possibly can. And then the 424 is the same as the 424 form that we've always been using. Same thing with ED900. This is a longer version of the ED900, but it is wizard style. You have to go through each and every screen in order to complete this section. So it's very linear. the system. And it just works you through wizard style. And then once your application is ready to review and submit, your authorized rep comes in here and clicks this button and is able to review all the aspects of the application. And then they click I agree and attest that the information is accurate and complete to the best of our knowledge, and click next, and your application gets submitted. And it actually looks a little different after you've submitted it. It locks it down. You can't make any more updates once you submit your application. It generates the PDF version, and when you go back to your application workspace, you see that all the sections are locked. You can't make any more edits because the status is in submitted. It's submitted to the EDA team members, Jane Reamer in Denver, and our new team member in Austin, who are the UC points of contacts in our regional office, will be able to log into their version of Edge, which we call Edge Internal, and they could see everything that you've entered. Even if your application is in draft status, they could still see anything that you've entered and click save and next or uploaded. Your EDA team member can see that as well on the Edge Internal side. So that's all we wanted to show you today. We wanted to keep it really short and then have plenty of time for questions and answers.